I'm Kazoo with Shearman Builders. Today we're going to talk about how to lower the risk of wildfire igniting your deck, focusing on simple steps you can take without rebuilding the whole thing. When inspectors assess a home for wildfire risk, they look at decks through three lenses: material, construction, and combustibles. First, materials. What is the deck made of? Soft woods like redwood or pine ignite more easily than less vulnerable material, such as high-density decking, metal, or stone. Second, construction. How is the deck built and attached to the home? Details matter here, like wrapping joists to protect vulnerable areas from ember ignition. Third, combustibles. Items like leaves, doormats, wicker furniture, or storage under the deck can act as fuel beds for embers. When it's time for a full deck replacement like we're doing here, we recommend using fire-resistant material and fire-smart construction techniques. Here, we've replaced a redwood deck with a high-density bamboo material, which resists embers better than a typical redwood. We've also reframed the deck by wrapping the joists with foil-clad bitumen for an added layer of protection. But what if you're not ready to rebuild? There are smaller, high-impact projects you can take on right now, specifically addressing the deck-to-wall connection and under-the-deck vulnerabilities. Let me show you. Right here, where the wall meets the deck, is what we call the pinch point. This is where embers and debris are likely to accumulate. To reduce the risk of ignition, we need to make both the horizontal and vertical surfaces non-combustible. Installing metal flashes 6 inches from the bottom of the wall reduces the chance of the wooden exterior igniting. Let me show you. So we've already installed fiber cement below the decking on the wall. Now we need to address this wooden area that's exposed within our 6 inches from the deck to wall connection. In our case, we're going to go ahead and install 7 inches to our kerf cut. That's going to give us a total of 10 inches of fire protection at the base of the wall where it meets the decking. So what we have here is a beveled edge on a piece of very straight lumber. Now what we're going to do is attach that to the wall at our horizon line of 10 inches, and we're just going to drop it down 1/16 of an inch below. You see how Eric is using the palette knife here to find where the blade is going to hit that line when it follows the guide. Okay, so now we're ready to make our kerf cut. It's important to apply your metal in the correct way to avoid water damage. Here, we are using a multi-tool to create a 45-degree kerf cut so that our flashing will shed water rather than capturing it. If you are not replacing the full deck with high-density decking that is resistant to ember ignition, as we have done for this client, you will need to replace at minimum the first 6 inches of decking that touches the house. For example, you can use a steel drain grate for this purpose, or metal decking boards. The point is to make a minimum of 6 inches non-combustible at the pinch point between the deck and the wall. Okay, so we're doing our dry fit. It looks great. We're gonna pull it out now, etch our metal, prime it, and then paint it before we reinstall. Next, we need to address the underdeck area. This is one of the most vulnerable areas of a home, especially on a slope. People often store combustibles under decks, wood piles, plastic bins, even patio furniture, and leaves easily accumulate here. These create the perfect fuel bed for embers. To make this area safer, start by clearing out stored items and blowing away the leaves regularly. Okay, now it's time to install non-combustible mesh screening to keep debris and embers out. That's what we'll be doing under this deck. We're using 1/16 inch aperture stainless steel mesh to prevent embers from entering. Let's get started. So we've gone ahead and put some framing in here so we have something easy to attach our mesh to. And what I'm doing right now is I'm digging a trench. I want 4 inches along the bottom of the mesh where it's gonna dig into the ground so that embers can't get underneath it. Okay, so here we are, we're ready to put our mesh on. We've got it dug into our trench over here so it'll have good, solid ground connection. So we're gonna start from the back. Em is gonna attach this on the back side first and then we'll come around and do the top. Go ahead. So we're using a narrow crown stapler here. If you're rebuilding a deck, choose fire-resistant materials, design, and construction details that will reduce ember traps. But even if you're not ready for a full replacement, flashing the wall-to-deck connection and screening underneath the deck are simple, effective steps to lower your home's wildfire risk.